fight. What's going on, everyone? Donovan here. Welcome back to the Donovan Show. Hey, today I'm going to try to keep it short and simple, but I don't know. It's a touchy subject, and like I said, this season I'm going to be talking about some different seasons that go on in our lives, and I gotta talk about voting season today. Yeah, I know. I gotta talk about it though. So this VTB, Video Thought Blog, simply the fight to vote. And why do I name it the fight to vote? Is because that's simply what it is. It's not just about voting for a candidate you like, or the best between two evils, as some have said. But it's really a fight. It's really a fight beyond the voting polls, before and after. It's a fight to vote, to put your voice out there, to fight for the respect of just who you are as a person. It's also a fight to change things, because the world is changing. You know, some things we need to keep to a common standard that's for the good of all of us, but around us, technology, humanity, just so many parts of the world are changing that we need to make policies that adapt to those things. What is my hope in voting? My hope in voting is to vote for a candidate that will help us, that will help, and it could be rich, poor, black, white, certain groups, but you're looking for a candidate that's going to help you. Now, I would say the candidate is going to help everybody, but not everybody falls within the lines of the needs of you. So, and I'm not saying that to be selfish, but I'm just saying it to be real. Not everybody, including your own family, has the needs that you may have or may be going through. Each candidate is supposed to be for us and what we want in our lives. But I have to say, in my history of voting so far, is that I have to watch it. I have to watch, take a look at who the candidates are, what the proposals are. I have to read the fine print, because especially proposals, how there are commercials, there are ads, just all types of things blasting this one line that the proposal is about, but when you actually look behind it, there's like 50 million other things that the proposal is gonna do, and it's like a medicine bottle. You know, you want your headache cured, but yeah, the side effects are dot 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 dot. So I have to be careful of that and realize that even though there are political versions, I mean, people who are just green behind the ears and going into politics, and they have good hearts, they have very noble intentions, but once they get behind the curtain, they can get turned. They can be like vampires. They can get bit, and bit by money, bit by greed, bit by blackmail, bit by all types of things. They can be turned. In their innocence, they can be turned by the establishment that's been there for so long, and that dictates all the rules, and they're just coming in. They have no idea that what they promise is not going to happen, or what they promise is going to be slightly diluted. They don't know. Yeah, the debates, and seeing them on, TV, whatever, just they've turned into circuses nowadays. I mean, it's basically turned into a circus where a lot of shouting, a lot of name calling, the commercials, the ads. It's just a headache watching it all. And even with them, it's just pointing out one bad thing that happened and not the rest of the good, or pointing out one good thing that happened and not seeing all the rest of the bad. When you think about candidates and you see these debates, and you get into debates with your family and friends about stuff, it's just crazy. And instead of having all these debates, we really should work on, especially in the political sense of things, work on unity and loving each other. Yeah, we're all different, but that doesn't mean our differences create division. reality of voting is that no matter what candidate I may vote for, whether I believe they have good morals, whether I believe they stand for something true, once they get in office, you know, that can change. And when it comes back to is that when you first vote for a candidate, you're voting for something that hopefully it can change your life. And then when you find out that it doesn't happen, or that it slightly happens, and you kind of have your way, but then you don't, you have to deal with the falling pieces. No matter what your candidate does or doesn't do, it still comes back to you to work out your own life. You may want your student debt forgiven. It may be a certain amount forgiven or whatever, but still, right now, you still got to pay your debt. You still got to take care of things. And you know, I made those debts. I want to definitely honor them. So that's just me, because there are things that you can be given that can put someone else in debt. You know, when it comes to all these things about free college and free this, free that. Okay, who's going to pay that free part of it? So I think about that when I think about hearing about free this or free that. Okay, who? If it's free to me, who's going to pay? And if it's free to them, am I going to pay it? Summing up, guys, we got to fight to vote, and it's not just on a political realm every 2 to 4 years. It's just in everyday decisions when we're fighting against racism, fighting against economic differences and things like that. Is what you can do, not only with your voice, but with your mind, to change situations, to make a change in your life and to make a change in this world. We got to do that, but we got to do it at a point that we're loving about it, we're unified about it. And I know that's a hard road to walk, but we got to do it. It doesn't make any sense. There's so many things that have been before us in the past couple of years, especially, that have divided us. And we don't need to be divided. If anything, we need to be unified, because I tell you, black, white, gay, straight, blue, purple, brown, if we're all in a building and it's burning, I would like to bet that we're all going to work together to put that fire out and get out of there. So it's the same thing with voting, fighting to vote. And even though we're individuals, that collectively we can do great things in this world, and do great things with God in mind. Our differences are what built this nation and actually keep it going, but we have to, you know, be determined to keep it grounded in God. I think we've gotten away from that a lot. We've gotten away from God in our determination to make this world and our lives better. Think about that in the future, whether you voted this year or years to come, that despite all these things, we got to fight to vote. We got to fight. We got to fight to have hope in our candidates, even though they're not a God, and we don't treat them as God. We have to fight through our history of good and bad moments. We have to fight in the reality of that. No matter what goes on, we still have to make decisions in our lives and love people like God throughout our lives and in this world. Guys, that's my video thought blog for today. Let me know what you think. It's a touchy subject to go over, but it's definitely one of the things as far as seasons in our lives that we have to deal with. I'm going to talk to you some more about seasons, kind of a different spin on another 4 seasons that you may not have thought about. And especially if you're like me, you may have thought about it, but I'll let you know in the next video what that's about. Hey guys, and as always, if you like the content, like, comment, subscribe, and we see you in the next video. Peace.